Hey, how you doing, folks? Chris Harris here. Another episode of Buck Sports Podcast, presented to you by 810 Studios. If you haven't already done so, swing by 810 Studios, check them out, give them a like, share the videos, follow the page, help them get to 1,000 followers. That's our goal. A lot of great content, a lot of great people. You'll find some type of content that you will enjoy. So please help the channel out. Swing by, check them out, 810 Studios. If you're joining me today, best spot for all your local college and pro sports. A lot of big stuff going on in the news this week. A lot to talk about today. So thanks for joining me. So we'll start off with some high school stuff. Clinton High School currently in the midst of searching for the new head football coach. Haven't really heard too much relevant news so far. I'm just hearing, there's a lot of interested candidates that are taking their time. I'll go ahead and be honest with you guys. Y'all already know how I feel about, this administration. So, I mean, if it's just them making decisions, I'm not really feeling too good about it as far as, the decision making goes. If they have some, other consultants helping out, people that actually know football, then I'll feel a little bit better about it. But if it's just them, like I'll be honest with you guys, I'm not really feeling it. But just hoping for the best, hoping they make a good decision. So I mean, as soon as I know something, I'll be definitely be breaking news, and we'll talk more about it when the time comes. But whoever gets the job, I mean, they're definitely going to have a challenge ahead of them with all the roster turnover. Um, Definitely playing a tough non-conference schedule. I'm fully expecting us to, probably struggle coming out the gates, and hopefully, get better as the season progresses, going into a conference play. You're going to have a really young team, having to deal with a new head coach, a new offensive, defensive system. So it's going to be there's going to be some challenges ahead, but you know, just looking forward to it. Always looking forward to football season. Um, but moving on, something I talked about last week, and something I want to kind of start elaborating on a little bit more is my expansion to covering more of the Sampson County teams. Talking Union Spartans, Hopping Wildcats, Midway Raiders, Lakewood Leopards. Basically doing the same things I was doing for Clinton this past season as far as, the photo edits go, keeping up the score updates, the articles, my Buck Sports players of the game, Trench Word of the Week. Just doing that more, branching out, doing that for the county school as well. Um, so if you know anyone that loves their Union Spartan football, loves their Hopping Wildcat football, definitely send them my way because that's something that we're definitely going to get into this coming fall. My goal is I would love to have an insider in each school who I could bring on when that team is featured that week so they could break it down more and because no one's gonna know that school like a a hometown fan. So yeah, I want if Union Spartan alumni, former football player, and you're at every game, send them my way. Shoot me a message. We can work something out. Same thing for all the other schools: Lakewood, Hopkins, Midway. Yeah, that's what I want to really get into. I mean, as far as all the clan parents and players and a lot of the alumni love the stuff that we were doing this past season. And I just want to bring that to the rest of Sampson County and continue just to expand my audience, expand the page, and just trying to do it big, man. We hit 1,000 followers in the last 2 weeks, so I appreciate that, and got to set them goals higher, man. Our next goal we want to hit 5,000. So I appreciate anyone, just put the word out. That's something we're really going to be looking into doing this fall. Also, same thing goes from my South Carolina folks down there in Marlboro County. Gonna be doing the same thing for y'all as far as coverage and stuff goes. So I'm just really looking forward to, man. It's gonna be a busy football season, but I love it, man. I love it. It's big, always been a big hobby of mine following this following prep sports, and I actually feel like I'm more comfortable with prep sports than anything else. Just I feel like I just basically relate to it more. It's a better feel like I have a better feel for it. But just some stuff I'm looking forward to doing in the future. So uh, yeah, just put that word out for them, and I'll keep on putting making posts and trying to get more of the county people coming to the page. Moving on to college sports, man. Big time recap game this past weekend. Carolina and Duke Battle of the Blues Part Two, where my Tar Heels did what they needed to do. Um, I talked about it last week how it's always great it's good, being your rival at home, but it's something special about going into their house and beating them and with ACC regular season championship on the line. Carolina was able to handle business. So now they won the ACC regular season championship. Don't have to share it with no one. So that was a big moved up to number 4 in the AP poll. So that's got us in position to potentially grab a grab a number 1 seed in this upcoming NCAA tournament, depending on how things shake out in the ACC tournament. Big time awards were handed out. Shout out RJ Davis, ACC Player of the Year. Shout out Hubert Davis, ACC Coach of the Year. Respect to Hubert Davis, man. He's taken a lot of criticism, since taking over the job. It's always tough, following in the footsteps of a legend like Roy Williams. But and his critics have not shied away from putting the hammer down on when stuff is going bad, but just wanted to give coaches flowers while things are going good. So definitely no one really saw this coming this season, man. After the way last season ended, so for Carolina to go 25-6, 17-3 in ACC play, winning that the regular season conference championship, basically sweeping those major you know conference awards. Other guys were those Harris Ingram and Armando Baycott were also mentioned as on second and third uh, teams for the ACC. I think Armando also made Armando and I think Seth Trimble made all defensive team. I got to double check that. Don't quote me on that. RJ Davis, of course, first team All ACC, also first team All American. So that's big for him. Um, yeah, just as if you're a Carolina fan, you're happy with how the season's going so far. And now, like I said, this is a big week, ACC tournament, which it's Thursday when I'm recording this, so we're a couple days into the tournament. Carolina will be playing today. They will be taking on Florida State at noon, I believe. Let me double check it. Yes, sir. Taking on Florida State at noon. So that's going to be a big game. Beat Florida State twice this year. Got a little chippy this last game. So that's definitely going to be something to watch out for. Other ACC games today, Wake Forest playing Pittsburgh at 2:30. NC State taking on Duke at 7 o'clock. And the nightcap will be Boston College taking on Virginia. So ACC tournament in big and full swing. Something I want to kind of run by you guys, man. What do y'all feel is more, I would say more prestigious, or which means more, winning the ACC regular season championship or winning the tournament championship? My opinion, I always felt the ACC regular season um, was bigger, simply because you're talking about you basically played displayed a level of consistency over the past 2 months of conference play, opposed to anybody can get hot in a 5 day tournament, and that's just my you know it always feels like the tournament kind of holds more weight. I guess because of the automatic bids for the champions and stuff like that. But I always feel like the ACC regular season championship was more important. I mean, I guess it depends on who you ask. A Duke fan will probably say tournament championship, since they have probably I think they have the most out of all the ACC schools. But that's like I said, I guess it's just in just who you ask. But yeah, definitely March Madness in full swing. Shout out my Tar Heels. Definitely handled business this season. Uh, Moving on to NFL. A lot of big news this week. Of course, we're in the midst of free agency. Free agency officially kicked off Wednesday at 4 o'clock p.m., where teams were able to actually sign guys. But basically, they've been, the talks have been going on for really heavy since this weekend, and just some of the big names that have signed so far. Of course, everyone heard about the Russell Wilson signing with Pittsburgh. That was big. Derrick Henry to Baltimore. In my opinion, that's one of the biggest moves so far, because that really because anybody in the AFC right now, you're chasing Kansas City, and Baltimore is close. And I mean, the moves they made so far this offseason, they're definitely headed in the right direction to really challenge Kansas City for that AFC crown. I mean, the re-signing of Justin Madubuike. I'm pretty sure I just butchered his last name, but y'all, yeah, re-signing him and bringing Derrick Henry to town that's huge. I mean, you think about two dynamic runners and Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry in the same backfield. With that offensive line they got in Baltimore, I mean, Derrick Henry's never had. He's going to see stuff. He's going to have holes that he's never had before. And for a running back like him, that's huge. I mean, if you're a defense, and you already got to account for. I mean, Lamar Jackson is A1. You got to account for him. But now with Derrick Henry back there in that read option game, it's going to give defenses a fit. I already know, and it's definitely going to open up the passing lane for Lamar, which we continue to see him improve as a passer. He's got some wide receivers now. You saw how huge Zay Flowers was this past season. He's only going to get better. Um, Still got Mark Andrews, guys. It's Baltimore is definitely made the right moves to kind of draw a little bit closer to Kansas City. Other big news: Kirk Cousins signing with Atlanta off the Achilles injury. At that, whoever Kirk Cousins' agent is, hey, that man is the GOAT. Because some of the contracts that this man has, gotten since Kirk has been in the league. I mean, just off the charts, man. For like I said, for him to get a contract like that at his age, coming off that injury, his agent's working magic. Atlanta gets the quarterback. That's a team that a lot of people said, they felt like it was a quarterback away from being a really good team and a new head coach. Getting off the Smith out of town, and now you got Kirk there, and those skill guys they got, Kyle Pitts and London and Bijan Robinson. I mean, that's a division foe that we got to take on, and I'm not looking forward to seeing that. If that's all clicking, yeah, they're definitely going to be somebody to watch out for. Let me see some other big news. Really like the things that the Houston Texans have done. Once again, having another great offseason. Houston was able to sign Daniil Hunter to that defense. Daniil Hunter, that all those years of production there in Minnesota. I think he had 17 sacks last season. Adding him to that defense is going to be I mean, that's going to do wonders. So now you got Will Anderson on one side, Daniil Hunter on the other side. That's going to be big. They also were able to trade for Joe Mixon from Cincinnati, added him to that offensive backfield, giving C.J. Stroud another weapon. Like I said, once again, Houston making the right moves. Love what they've been doing. Let's see. Other Saquon Barkley going to the Philadelphia Eagles. That was huge. Um, and now he gets a chance to opportunity to really get at those New York Giants who really pretty much didn't want to pay him these last couple of years. But if he stays healthy, him and Jalen Hurts, man, that's going to be a hell of a combination. So a lot of big moves this week. I mean, it's really just getting started. You'll see more and more stuff. Talking about, we'll talk about my Carolina Panthers, some of the stuff we did. Um, we're getting a lot of negativity in the, national sports media because of the way we handled the Brian Burns situation. We did trade Brian Burns to the New York Giants for a second and fifth round pick. Uh, New York, went on to sign him to a huge deal. I think it was 130 million, 5 year, 130 million. So his contract that he was wanting. He wanted to get paid. Oh, excuse me. It's a 5 year deal worth 150 million, 87.5 million guaranteed. So he's getting that 30 million a year that he was asking for. That we just, we really didn't want to pay him. We're getting a lot of flack in the national sports media because the way it was handled, the compensation we got for the trade. Uh, Basically, Carolina had no leverage. So, in my opinion, I think we're lucky to get what we got because once you turn down, it was not last season, but the season before last. Once you turn down that offer from the Rams offered us 2 first-round picks and a day 2 pick for Brian Burns in, like I said, over a season ago, and we refused to. We turned them down. Old GM Scott Fitter turned the deal down. Then we went on to basically we couldn't meet his demands as far as the contract goes. The negotiations were basically called off after the franchise tag was placed on him. We had no leverage. Like all our leverage was gone out the window. I mean, basically, if we didn't trade him this offseason, I pretty much foresaw him. He was probably gonna end up holding out or something. So I mean, we basically got the best deal we could get. You know, Dan Morgan's basically having to clean up, Scott Fitterer's messes from the last, couple seasons. So I plead with my fellow Carolina Panthers fans: be patient. Don't be too hard on, current front office because they didn't create this. They basically inherited this, so they're working with the best way they can. Um, if Carolina could take that extra second round pick and it leads to maybe getting a T Higgins or a solid draft pick, it lessens the sting a little bit. But as of right now, I understand why some the media is kind of giving us a hard time over it. If you think about the last couple of years, all our first round picks we traded are none of them are on the team anymore. We either they're traded away. You think about Burns is gone now, Christian McCaffrey, DJ Moore, all playing for other teams now. But I mean, I wish Brian Burns the best, man. I hope he goes up to New York and balls, man. I feel like I really uh, wish we could have worked something out with him and paid him, but it just wasn't in the cards for Carolina. It's a little scary right now because you think about, we were already, dead last in, sacks, and I mean, you just basically lost almost half your production right there. Not to mention, more negativity. Losing Frankie Louvu, lost Frankie Louvu. He resigned. He signed with Washington on a 3-year deal, so he's going there to the Commanders. Lost Jeremy Chin. So it's the defense took pretty big hit. Lost Yatir Gross Matos to San Fran. So yeah, defense took a hit. That first day of free agency, but there were some positives, and I'll get into them right here. We did make life a little bit easier for Bryce, which I mean, that's what you want to do with your rookie quarterback. Young quarterback starting to bring him along. A guy that was sacked 62 times his rookie season. We really stepped up and addressed the interior of the offensive line, bringing in offensive guard Robert Hunt on a $100 million contract, 63 guaranteed 5-year contract. Robert Hunt, one of the highest graded interior offensive linemen last season. Really efficient, a good pass blocker. That's just something that we're going to need for Bryce. And it's something that had to be addressed this offseason. Also signing Damian Lewis, offensive guard from Seattle. Once again, another guy that was, not quite as efficient as Hunt, but still efficient enough. Since coming into the league, he's been pretty steady, man. His 2020 season was probably his best season, where he only allowed 3 sacks on 931 snaps and had a 97.2 pass block efficiency rating. Still solid guy, a guy that, like I said, put him next to put him in the interior of the line with Hunt. It's going to be night and day from last season. Last season, I can't even remember our guards. We had so many different combinations of starting interior linemen, and that's one of the reasons why I feel like Bozeman struggled as much as he did last season, because I mean he basically had nothing working with him next to him. So interior the offensive line instantly is head over heels better, at least on paper, we can say. And with that, there's talk of Austin Corbett, who has struggled with some injuries the last 2 years. Originally our starting right guard, possibly moving to center in Dave Canales' new offensive system. And said he has taken snaps at center before, not not in his NFL career, but I mean he in college and stuff. So something that we're going to have to watch out for. I feel comfortable with it, man. I feel like he's a versatile guy that makes if the coaches feel like he can handle it. I'm comfortable with it. I wouldn't be against also drafting a center in this upcoming draft, but I mean instantly offensive line looks totally better. Another big move, trading Dante Jackson to the Pittsburgh Steelers for Deontay Johnson. This was a move that kind of caught me off guard, was unexpected. We were talking about cutting or releasing Dante Jackson. For us to be able to trade him and get a quality wide receiver, that's big. Deontay Johnson is a guy that definitely can step in and help Bryce. One of his biggest traits for Deontay is his ability to gain separation and get yards after the catch. So he's going to be big for us. I mean, instantly, upgrade to the wide receiving room. So those are two really big positive things Carolina's done so far. Upgrade that offensive line, and they got Bryce a solid, target, and you really have to give up, anything for it. Like I said, you traded a guy that you were, hours away from, releasing anyway. So I'm glad they were able to get something out, get something for him. Other moves we made, we also brought in Ashawn Robinson, defensive tackle from New York, guy that fits defensive coordinators, Evero, his scheme, a guy that could really help us out as far as run defense goes. Another move losing out on resigning Frankie Louvu, and also missing out on signing Patrick Queen. But we were able to get Josie Jewell from interior linebacker from the Denver Broncos. Another guy that fits defensive coordinator Evero's scheme. A guy that definitely could help us out as far as run defense goes. Over 100 tackles over the past 2 seasons. Guy when healthy is a really solid defender, so that's going to be a big addition to the team. Yesterday, little lesser signing got a Dane Jackson from Buffalo. Is a guy that I feel like really come in and be a supplemental guy that because we're gonna need some. We got to improve on that defensive back room with getting rid of Dante Jackson. You were looking a little thin at cornerback given J.C. Horn's health issues in the past. So, I mean, bringing in Dane Jackson, that definitely will help. Once again, wouldn't be against looking at defensive back in the draft. Or there's still a lot of quality guys out there. Hopefully, we get on a discount. But definitely got to bolster up that defensive back room. But um, I like the moves Carolina's made so far, man. Like I said, it's nothing crazy sexy, but I mean, you have addressed some needs. You have made life easier for your rookie, your young quarterback coming up. Like I said, there's some other things I would like to see us do. We got some definitely got to address the edge rusher with Brian Burns now gone. We have some visits coming in. We got Chase Young visiting this week. We got I can't remember his name. We got a guy from the Vikings coming in this week. We got Javon, Clowney from Baltimore, Davion Clowney. Excuse me, we got him coming this week. So we can walk away signing two of these, edge rushers. Also got Jordan Fuller coming in this week. Hopefully, maybe fill in at safety. Another guy that's used to playing the Evero system. So, Carolina's, like I said, it's nothing crazy sexy. They're solidly making moves. They said they're doing what they have. They're doing, they're doing more than I expected, honestly, with what we had in salary cap money. But for the fan base, man, just be patient with the guys. I mean, this is, we're in the midst of a rebuild. I know it's been a rebuild for the last several years, but we're in the midst of a rebuild. You got a new front office. Just give them some time to work before we, become ultra negative, which I mean it's kind of hard. So, the Carolina Panthers social media is pretty pessimistic right now. So I mean I feel like a lot of the good stuff they're doing isn't really being talked about enough. Just give it time. Just give it time. If there's any time to be optimistic, it's the off season. So you never know how this stuff is gonna work out. Just because something looks bad on paper, it means I'm being good on the field. Just because something looks good on paper, it end up being bad on the field. You never know what's going to happen. Like I said, we still got time to make some moves. There's still a lot of players out there. Still got the draft coming up. One thing I feel a lot of people forget about that gets lost in the shuffle of everything. When it comes to free agency, there has to be mutual interest. We can't just see a guy like, oh yeah, I want him. There has to be, it has to be the player has to want to sign with us as well. So I mean, when you see these guys, go in other places, it's not, we don't. None of us are in the room. You don't know if our guys made an offer or tried to, bring them in. He just didn't want to. I ain't gonna lie, Charlotte is not the most desirable place right now. So I mean, I'm happy that we got what we got so far. But yeah, free agency sometimes. I mean, it's not all on the team. I mean, the player has to be mutual interest. Team has to want him, and he will have to come here. Um, even the money can even. I mean, we can overpay guys. The money does it. And sometimes it's a lot of guys. They want to go someplace, especially a lot of these veterans that are out here. I know a lot of people are talking about Justin Simmons. A lot of times, man, Justin Simmons has an opportunity to go to a contender. I mean, he's played. He's took his lumps playing in, missing the playoffs in Denver every year. The guy probably wants to go somewhere and win for a champion. So, um, yeah, like I said, Panther fans, just be patient, man. It's a marathon, not a sprint. We'll hopefully get there. Trust me, I'm ready. I'm just as ready as all of y'all are. But we'll start wrapping things up now, man. Really appreciate everyone who's taking the time to stop by the page and listen. So I really appreciate it. Appreciate all the support. Definitely looking forward to building this thing up bigger and bigger. Um, Looking forward to having some big news in the next couple of weeks, man. Hopefully we'll be celebrating a Carolina Tar Heel ACC tournament championship next week. Hopefully we'll be talking about national championship run. Hopefully I'll have some talk. Hopefully I'll be hearing some news about a new head coach for Clint High School. Hopefully it's somebody that everybody feels good about. A lot of stuff coming up in the future, man. Like I said, once again, I just really appreciate everyone joining me and taking the time to listen. If you haven't done so already, man, gotta say it again. Swing by A10 Studios. Check out all the different shows, contents. A lot of great people over there doing a lot of great things. They deserve your support. So, give them a like, share the video, follow the page, A10 Studios. Shout out to Miss Tamika, everyone back in the studio. Uh, just happy to be a part of something special. It's gonna keep on getting bigger and bigger. But like I said, just appreciate all the support. So gonna be signing off now. Chris Harris, Buck Sweet Sports Podcast. Appreciate everyone listening. Hope everyone has a great week.